Kwadash, 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 Haya, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. What I just said was holy, 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 be Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Yahweh is the Most High, and Yahushai is the Messiah, the only begotten Son of the Most High, which these are the true names of the Most High, and His only begotten Son in the ancient Hebrew tongue, in Lashon Kodash, which means holy language. Also want to give double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and upcoming elders that rule well, that teach well of Great Millstone, which I am not of Great Millstone, but I do believe these men to be the true prophets and teachers that the Lord has positioned to feed the people knowledge and understanding. I want to give peace and blessings unto the elect, the house of David, the 144,000 men, whoever you may be. And salute shalom to the fellow laborers pushing His truth, to the peacemakers, to they which testify of Yahushai and publish this word. My name is Zakaria, and the focus of this lesson is pertaining to prophecy. That's the focus of really the majority of my lessons, for the purpose of warning and edifying the believers. And what I've been seeing now lately after the elections, post-election, is basically the Trump administration basically making basically making threats towards its allies, towards the American allies, NATO, Europe, and that's what I've been seeing lately, post-election. I'm gonna read a couple of these, reports, and I'm gonna jump straight into the lesson. Touch upon how this pertains to prophecy. So this is from the Mega Geopolitics Twitter handle. It says breaking: J.D. Vance, the new Vice President of the United States, says that they will no longer support NATO if Europe decides to ban X or pressure Elon Musk or his companies. So here it is, the United States is threatening, NATO, man. And a person may say, why does this matter? Well, according to the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 15, let's read. It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Now the whore, is Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, which is referring to America, which is a kingdom that is important when it comes to prophecy. Because when this place go down, when America is destroyed, that's going to be the mark, or that's going to mark the end of our enemies, the enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, the enemies of the saints, which is mainly who? The so-called white man, right? The family of Edom, the nation of Edom, a nation whom the Lord hateth, which is heavily implied in the scriptures. So when this kingdom is destroyed, that's going to mark the end of ultimately, of our enemies. That's going to mark really, the justice of the saints, because this kingdom is filled with the blood of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, under the so-called white man. and simultaneously, along with with the destruction of America, will be what the salvation of the elect. You know, right? Because you have saints in this country, believers, elect, chosen men and women who will be delivered from the destruction, which will come by way of nuclear fire, nuclear fire, so like a nuclear fire and radiation. Forgive me for the tongue. So America plays a very big role when it comes to prophecy, when it comes to end time prophecies. I just wanted to throw that out there. But let's continue reading and get the point. Verse 16 says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast," which represents EU and NATO. The EU and NATO. It says, "These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." So the scripture signifies a collapse of a relationship between America and its allies. So somewhere, according to prophecy, as we go forward, we're going to see. I cannot tell you when, but we're going to see, a collapse of an alliance, shall I say? And NATO, some of these NATO nations will have a part in destroying America. As I just read, it says, "These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." So somewhere along the lines, NATO will hate America, despise America, and end up betraying America. Taking part in destroying America with what? Nuclear fire and radiation. And this could be the steps to that prophecy, or to the fulfillment of that prophecy. These threats that Washington is making under this administration, man. And that's not the only one. Came across this. This is from the Globe Eye News Twitter handle. It says, "Donald Trump is preparing to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement." So here it is. Washington is basically coming against their oaths, coming against their covenants. And the scriptures tell you that. This is something that Esau, does a lot throughout history. He has a reputation of breaking his promises, breaking his agreements, his own policies, his own constitutions, coming against his own alliances. So this could be Yahweh way to bring forth a Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. "The beast shall hate the whore." But that's not the only thing. I came across this report as well. This is from the Sprinter Family Twitter handle. It says, "Spain blocks U.S. ship from entering says Israel is not allowed to enter ship with weapons. So we're seeing the alliance of this Western world, you know, failing. You know, we're seeing, discord, and it's all leading up to prophecy. You know, the Spain blocks U.S. ship from entering. You know, now I don't know if I want to play this video. I'm not even gonna play the video, but let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the video. This is from Globe Eye News as well. It says I already just read it, but basically, America is threatening NATO, and this could be building up to prophecy. And it's plain and simple. In fact, I want to get the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? This is the point, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy. And when you go into that word confederacy, it basically goes into, your alliances, your leagues, in America and NATO has an alliance, a very good, a very good relationship, but somewhere along the lines, that alliance will break. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So expect betrayal politically, in a political sense, It says, and prevailed against thee they that eat thy bread. Yup. NATO, EU, Europe, they benefit and profit off of America. And so do America profit off Europe. It says, have laid a wound under thee. So there's going to come a time when, the beast will ultimately shoot their arrows against America. Those missiles. It says, and there is none understanding in him. So, and and it makes you think what type of, political moves that America will make in order for their main alliance to come against them. What type of wrong moves, missteps that America will make in these last days, that may be injurious, onto NATO, that may be vexing onto NATO, moves that may be contrary to what NATO wants. And we have to watch out for those moves, man, because America, Babylon the Great, this great whore, will make very, very bad decisions, man. To the point where it's gonna really, set itself up for failure, in a way. Let's, put it like that, In fact, it makes me think about this scripture. Let's see, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 24. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. So, Babylon, man, America, you know, is set up for failure, man. But it says, and thou was not aware, you know. Now that broken alliance, with NATO, with the beast, who will be part of its really downfall, destruction, you know. You know, I have one more scripture I wanted to get. Oh yeah, let's get this one real quick. And I'm just going through the flow, Um, Jeremiah chapter 49, verse let's see real quick. Yeah, we could get verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is the wisdom vanished? And yeah, the intelligence of Washington is going to fail, and he's coming, as we go forward, man, into prophecy, as we go, forward to prophecy, you know, it's going to get real unpredictable for America, for Washington, you know. When you go into that word wisdom, it goes into what? Intelligence. So America's going to make a lot of bad political moves, basically, in some way, some form. Moves that's going to lead to its own destruction. I'm gonna end it off with this. This is the book of Psalms chapter 73, verse 18. It says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. Yeah, slippery places, man. It's gonna get real unpredictable for America. Real unpredictable. Not to be relied on. When you go into this phrase slippery slope, it says a course, an idea or course of action which will lead to something unacceptable, wrong, or disastrous. So again, America, will be put in a very, unpredictable situation, you know, on this world scene. I'm gonna close off on that. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, and the upcoming elders that rule well. All praises and honor and glory be to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Shalom.